Welcome, this is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we're going to put together two patterns again. This one, we're kind of familiar with both of the patterns. The first one is this. This is 1783 on friendshipbracelets.net, and this one is 2135, also on friendshipbracelets.net. We did this one, doubling it, and turned it into something completely different, and this is the one we just used the last time around. Should be kind of fun. So I'm going to just copy, paste it to over here and move it. Oh, move that. Move this. Sure, like that. Go over to layer and say that will go to a new layer. And then we'll do the same with this. We'll just copy it, come over here, paste it, move it off to the side, and put that to a new layer as well. So I have no idea yet as to how I'm going to go about this stripe and some of the other bits to this. Kind of playing it by ear. So let's start with this white color. And it basically just does diamonds up the middle like this. And it's the easiest thing out of the whole part of the pattern, really. So there. All right, so that's that. Now I need a gray. That goes on the sides of these diamonds. I'm using gray as opposed to black because if we need to change the color later on for any reason, it won't conflict with the borders of our little squares here. So where you see me putting in gray, it's most likely going to be with black thread that I actually make it. So okay, so far so good, right? And then the last thing is this red. Now, as far as the bracelet itself goes, it would be like this. There's an extra row because we're joining two together. And I'm kind of envisioning making the red come into the center here. But I kind of want to see how the other pattern works before committing to something like that. All right. So we bring this into the middle. Let's use the same white color we had over here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 knots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's right. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like that. And then this one here, I'm trying to mimic it exactly because, yeah. It'd be real easy to get this wrong. Oops. Oh, wow. That makes it a little bit weird, doesn't it? Having just one coming off that way. But I guess that works. So now what I'm thinking for the middle row, well, here, let's kind of check out how these colors come in. So this is the easiest part of this pattern. And so by putting in this, it's just going to make it easier to do the rest of the stuff. Yeah, so these white strings, they just kind of don't end. So it seems to me like those ones we'll have to worry about if they get too short. I guess I've often said I don't worry too much about it because I cut my string in thirds. But if in the process of me cutting the strings, if for any reason that skein seems to be a little bit short, yeah, I would double check its length and kind of make sure that I'm okay, because you know, you don't want it to end up where it doesn't get made right. So now, so the red just does this. The red is just there all the time. And it'd be real easy to make it all red all the way up. But I'm thinking if we put the white only in the spot where it's like this, and then take the red and do the others, it's a better merge of the two patterns. It'll make it just a little bit more interesting, I think. Let's do some of the underlying of these. Now it looks to me like the colors from either side don't cross over enough to actually be exchanged. Like the fact that we have a white over on the left-hand side that doesn't get used as much, there isn't a place to tunnel through those strings to get over to the right-hand side where the white is being used a lot. So, you know, this is something to kind of consider when you're making patterns, is like looking for those kind of abilities to make sure that, you know, you don't run out of one string versus another. But this pattern doesn't lend itself to that at all. In fact, I'm not even sure if there would be a feasible way of altering the pattern to make that actually work out without seriously coming up with something completely different. This over here is just red. So there are a couple more strings involved that can be whatever color we want it to be. Obviously, if I was concerned about the lengths of the strings over here, I would work that into the whole pattern itself. Like try to if I was afraid the white was going to run out, those extra strings could easily be white strings. Why is that weird? Every once in a while you get these squares where the color just sort of blurs into it. I don't know why that is. A couple little dots is okay, but like when the whole square gets weird like that, I hate it. All right, back to this. So these two extra strands, they really could be anything. I could make it one white and one black, and that way, like, when I use the skeins, it would be one skein of white and one skein of black. Which, as far as cutting it and getting it ready, that kinda makes sense. But at the same time, it might make it more difficult to kind of keep track of what's going where as we're going along. So maybe I just make it black strings or white strings. Oh, look at this, I missed one here. Heck, I could make it even red strings. It really doesn't matter. That's kind of funny, but it really doesn't matter. I think I'm gonna make them black strings. Just because. I have in the past used a completely alternate color or strings like this, so that way that the person making it could see that if they don't have enough, say, black strings or whatever color they're going to use in this space, couldn't see that they could use something else. But somebody told me that gets a little bit too confusing. So I'm really kind of torn about which method makes more sense. Do you want to see a pattern where you can put a string in there that's left over that you don't care about? Or do you want to make it easier to comprehend and simple? If you have thoughts on this, I would love to hear them. I'm really curious because it works either way for me, honestly. All right, so that's the one side. Now for the other side, it's a black string this way and this way. And that's kind of easy to tell how those would start. Black, that's black. That means this one is as well. So this is going to the left, this is going to the right, this is going to the left again. Oh, this time it seems to be in the same spots. Not sure why that is, but okay. kind of fascinating how this one's coming together. I'm not sure if I've done something different. It seems different because before it kind of alternated between where the strings were each time. That's how we ended up with the doubling pattern getting a little bit interesting, for lack of a better term. I don't know, it alternated in a way. Oh, wait. I think the middle is going to get weird. Maybe not. We'll see. I'm not sure if I've done it right. It just seems a little bit off. But we'll see. Yeah, there's going to be a weird big half thing here in the center. That'll be interesting. That'll be different for sure. All right, now the purple. And I'm taking my time. Normally, like I would feel like I've got this to the point where I could just fill in. The only thing that's left is the purple. But me being concerned with the fact that something seems a little bit different in this pattern, I'm going to take it slow and easy and make sure that these are coming down like they should, and that I haven't made a mistake somewhere. So I'm kind of checking my work as I go along. Oh, see, look at this right here. I didn't put in our black string, so there was a mistake. Here's another one. Black was supposed to go inside of that space. So every once in a while, it really pays off to kind of take your time at it. So while I'm filling this in, let me just thank my YouTube members who make this stuff possible. I need a little bit of motivation. I need somebody to tell me that this is worthwhile, and their contribution does that and then some. I've been doing this for a really long time, and sometimes I feel like, you know, why bother? Am I actually helping anybody? And yeah, there are people who believe enough that they want to actually help pay for my endeavor, which is, it gets expensive. I buy a lot of string. So yeah, they've encouraged me greatly. And if you can't afford it, I'm not going to fault you for that. In fact, if you can't, just leave a positive comment. You would be surprised how much that means to me. I've had a few people here recently, you know, say some pretty nice things. And yeah, it felt pretty awesome. Oh wait, this is not purple, that's black. So yeah, there's going to be a weird little bigger thing in the center of this side. The left side is going to stay perfectly the same, but the right side is going to have a different thing. Well, let's take a look at, well, I can show you. Let's hide the inspirations, get our select tool, and copy the whole top half. I need to get it to line up perfectly on that guideline there. So Control C, Control V, get our flip tool and flip it. And then go to layer and anchor the layer. Yeah, so see how this is like a whole different kind of diamond in the center part? But the other parts stay the same. They don't keep changing, which is really cool. I like that. And the extra space in the center here, that's definitely gonna look cool. It just kind of makes the snaking part here look a little bit more interesting. So there you have it. I like it. I'm kind of looking forward to making this one. I'll be back tomorrow with it, and I will let you know if I ran into any problems. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.